Hi guys, good morning. I felt like doing a video today, but I've absolutely no idea what I'm going to talk about, which begs the question, why did I feel like doing a video? But I've absolutely no idea what I'm going to talk about. Or rather, I suppose I do have an idea. I have many ideas. But it's all really difficult to put into words for me, and that's saying something. The last week has been nothing short of, like, I don't know, descending into the pit of hell and battling it out with 10,000 demons. I don't know, that sounds like total whatever. I'll go take my meds now. It really is. It's unbelievable, and I also know exactly what this is, and what my take on it is. And it's not just my take, it's something I sense very deeply, feel very deeply, resonate very deeply. It's what my whole journey's been about. It's where my path has always led. It's always been sort of clear to me, really. In fact, one way or another, my whole life. But more so now than ever before, crystal clear. Shit happens on the external that shows me as well, that validates what I feel and what I'm guided to see and interpret and intuit, is that evil is a mind parasite, and that evil is not something we must fight on the external plane, because that is a complete and utter waste of time. I've been watching people lately, really have. And as I've been watching and observing people and getting reactions from people and responses from people and this and that and who and I, just the drama of their own personal stories of shit that they're going through, that they believe they cannot find a way through. And I'm very familiar with that because that's exactly how I've been feeling. But, you know, people have been behaving I would say irrationally, but of course it isn't irrational to behave the way people do, because we're so incredibly traumatized that it literally isn't possible to verbalize. That is the truth. We've been tortured here. Yeah. When you live in a city, you're surrounded by asphalt, you're surrounded by massive buildings, by cars, by exhaust fumes, by noise, by electromagnetic disturbances every day, other people's shit every day, rubbish everywhere. You know, you switch on your television, what you see, what goes for entertainment nowadays? It's murder, it's mayhem, it's serial killers, it's torture chambers. Things like Dexter, which, you know, I watched that when it first came out, and we watched all series of it. We also watched things like Breaking Bad. I couldn't watch any of that stuff now. I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. American Horror Story. I wouldn't touch it with a barge. You know, this is how I measure my own growth, because I know that I would never watch that, wouldn't touch that, don't go there. I read everything. I can read it now, and I can feel straight away that everything is loaded. I call it that way. It's loaded. It's dark. It's wettico. Wow, you know, it's just been a fucking onslaught. It really is, and it is all for me. For me, anyway, this is how I've felt it for a long time. I've realised that, okay, this is my battle. This is my internal battle that I see reflected on the external plane. You know, and a lot of people get really angry when I say things like that, because they want to still be sitting in a heap of shit, not owning it and saying, oh no, evil is external and I've got to fight it on the external plane, and they're doing it to me. I'm a victim here. I'm basically, they're saying I'm powerless, and they're addicted to it. It's a trap. It's a very clever wettico trap to make you feel that you're powerless and that there's nothing you can do. And, you know, it is this, I call it the crank. It's a very high-pitched sound to it. Everything has a sound. Everything has a sound to me, and certain states of mind, as it were, have a sound. Now, that particular state of mind has a sound. It's that very passive, aggressive, but yet very perverse frequency that it's self-hate. It really is. It's self-hate. And it's something that most people just cannot allow themselves to face in themselves. No, I don't hate myself. I don't hate myself. That's not true. That's not going on. But that is exactly what it is. And that is what evil is. And that is what Wetiko is. And evil is a mind virus. It's a mind parasite. It is that way. It was like, before the fall, everything was like that. Holistic, whole. Then something, a component of that wholeness, which we now refer to as evil, went clink. So it is a dysfunction. I've understood this for some time. And we are now fast approaching the reset point, or the 0 point, as you might call it. You know, some say that it gets darkest before the dawn, one of these nice little platitudes bandied about, generally speaking. And there's some truth in that. There's some truth in that, because the pathogen wasn't just going to die quietly. That was not going to happen. It was going to put up a really, really big fight. It's an epic quest, people. You know, it is. It's an epic fucking quest. And I'm done with externalizing it. You know, as long as we externalize this, we will not own it. And if we don't own it, we won't heal. It's as simple as that. People wanting to change the world, people wanting to save the world, people wanting to save Tom, Dick and Harry. Oh, we want to save the children, or we want to save this, we want to go there and do that and save so-and-so. Yet not looking at their own internal states, not even realizing that it's their own dysfunctional consciousness and that of other souls that gives rise to this shit in the first place, people. The minute we disentangle, the minute we learn to witness, to be in a state of neutrality, keep letting it go, keep letting it go, keep letting it spin out. Everything that happens in the projector of our consciousness, that yes, these horrible thoughts, these weird, surreal, schismy, tortuous imaginings and intrusive thoughts. It is very much a bit like psychic attack. It is, yet it isn't, because it is within us, our consciousness. It causes a cascade of horrible negative emotions. Some of us are really depressed. I've been so depressed. Literally, it's there going, just kill yourself. Nothing is ever going to be all right ever again. You're doomed. You're finished. Kill yourself. You know, my bones have been aching like you wouldn't believe. It's just been an absolute nightmare. And all I can do is be with it, sit with it. Because I can say, well, I mustn't think this way and I mustn't feel this way, and push back and try and make it other. And that is not how it works, people. These are the death throes of the mind parasite. And see, he knows it too. Oh, you alright, Luz? Do you want to say hello? Come here, then, son. Oh, he's okay. The cats have been really, you know, cats have been really out of sorts. Yeah. Everything feels cranked up. So volatility, tempers are frayed. And people have, when people haven't really done that much work on themselves yet, depending on where they're at, they're likely to take it out on others, you know, or to blame others, or to just not Yeah, I know this. I mean, years ago I was there as well. I've been this intensity, this level. For the last 5 years of my life, it's been like this. It's gotten incrementally darker and more difficult, like wading through sludge, and yet also really unprecedented, I feel. But then again it isn't, of course, is that my consciousness has expanded, and the more awake I've become, the more I have understood and understand the nature of this thing we call reality. Well, they call reality, it calls reality, whatever. It's a shitty word, I've said this before, because there's nothing real about it. It's a virtual experience, people. Disentanglement is what I feel the only way. It's like we need to learn to really observe our own thoughts, our own emotions, which is very hard when your emotions are very difficult and painful and twisted, and because the Wetigo has made us insane. So we are, in essence, insane. We've lived in a world where we're told that black is white and that down is up. We've been, like I said, we've been tortured. And again, I'm not saying this from a standpoint of the victim. They've done this to us and they've done that to us. But, you know, we've had an experience here. We are having an experience here, and that has to be verbalized, because otherwise there's no point in communication anymore. Some narcissist, no doubt, will say, well, you're putting it in a box. You see, this is what I mean. There's all these narcissistic elements coming out everywhere, which is very much the external manifestation of the Wetigo, of the obstructionism, of that which seeks to undermine and sabotage our efforts. You see. Anything to get us to stay on a certain electromagnetic bandwidth in which it lives. So the 5D, or the sort of the ascension thing, which it's, if like I've said this many times before, if you still have to grow old and die, then that's not right. That's not ascension. If you're happy to do that, then good luck to you. You know, I've also spoken about the airport lounge. Different people go to different places to do different things. I've no problem with that. But for me, now I'm done with that. I'm done with disease. I'm done with old age. I'm done with death. For me, there's only one thing I'm here for, and that is to do away with karma once and for all, to do away with this thing called destiny, with this thing called set in stone, with this thing called this is how it needs to be. Because all of it is of Wetigo. All of it. It's not right. It is not acceptable. Imagine how many animals live in absolute fear and terror every day of their lives because they are prey to the predators. Animals hunt, kill and eat each other. That is not right. Everything forever dies, and then is reborn again, ad nauseam. And some people think that that's a wonderful thing. Some people think old age is a wonderful thing, but you know, think about it. How mind controlled are you? Do you ever notice the amount of platitudes put on little beautifully embroidered placards in people's living rooms that spout these types of platitudes? This is all how wonderful it is to grow old. It isn't. There's nothing wonderful about it. My friend has a lot of old elderly customers that he does gardens for, and they are not loving it, believe me, they're not. They're suffering horrendously. We've learned a lot. Well, I've learned a lot from duality. I've learned a lot. I look back through my life, yeah, okay. But I've also been extremely fucking traumatized. And like I said, if you live in a city, say you live in New York, and you're assaulted with that every day, then that is torture. To me, that would be torture. Anything that is not high resonance, true well-being, true creativity, pure, unconditional, infinite love, everything that is not that, everything that is dark, therefore, is torture to my nature. It literally is. So every day of my life I've been tortured here. I've been in a torture chamber. Those of us who are at that level to be able to see that and understand that will resonate with what I'm saying here. They will get it. The more you awaken, the more you get that, and subsequently the more painful it becomes. So, because I remember back in the day, people used to say to me, oh, the more you awaken, the easier it gets. And I realised now that that was a load of bullshit and they were full of crap. The more you awaken, the harder it gets, because the more you see it, the more you get it, the more you know. You might not have the words to describe it, but you know beyond the shadow of a doubt what this place is and what it has done. You also know that you're actually insane with the pain, this conflict consciousness, this hell consciousness, this narky tendency consciousness, where you want to stay in the shit. You know, there's a perversion. There's like, no, I want to stay in the shit. He said that to me and now I'm going to do that to him. You know, the vengefulness, the kind of like, I mean, I've over the years, 2 years, maybe a bit, 3 years, I've done my YouTube video. I've had this plenty of times where, I mean, I do YouTube videos, right? I talk about my own experiences. I'm not a fucking teacher, I'm not a guru, and I'm not telling anybody what to do. Please do not ask me for advice, because I am here to do my own journey. And believe me, lately that's been so tough. I just don't have anything left to give other than my YouTube channel. I shouldn't have to. I don't owe anybody any fucking thing. I really don't. It's people that just feel like, I don't know, you know, tell me this and tell me that, or I'm doing this and I'm doing that and this is going on. And a lot of people just want to unload their shit. That's really all they're interested in. It's all about them and it's all about their problems and it's all about their shit and they just want to unload. The minute you try and get a word in edgeways, or you try and talk about what you're experiencing, and believe me, I've been experiencing some really dark shit, it's like, oh, I'm not interested. No, we're not interested, we don't want to know. So you see, I've gotten to a point now where I think, you know, I'm disentangling, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to make an effort anymore. Because I already know that people will work it out. If you're truly souled, you will work it out. It is your quest, your destiny to work it out and to walk your path to its fruition. Nobody can do it for you. You will get everything that you need one way or another through the synchronicity. It's always been that way for me. I get a bit there, I get a bit there. It's just like, oh, that's so, oh, look at that, and whatever. I've pretty much always been that way. I've always walked on my own. I've always been a lone wolf. I've always nurtured somehow myself, even though I was completely messed up through a horrific childhood, utterly appalling. I mean, and the more I awoke, the more I realised truly how horrific my childhood was, and how the fuck I survived that, I don't know, but I did, and here I am. So, we have been mind controlled to think we have to save the world and we have to rescue people all the time, give of ourselves, give of ourselves, give of ourselves, even though we're running on empty. It's time to give to ourselves, to give to ourselves, to give to ourselves, and to disentangle from these needy, feedy energies that seek to take, to take, to take. It's like, I'm here, give me attention, give me your time, give me your energy, gimme, 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 gimme. And it's like, no. Enough. It's like in this world, you know, when you set good, strong, healthy boundaries and tell people no, the world doesn't like that. It doesn't like that. It's like Vatico wants us to feel victimized and powerless, and it will do everything it can to make us feel that way. You see, so there's so many different nuances in this world that reflect that. Literally, unbelievable, people. The more you awake, the more you will realize that. It's like, oh, you're not a good person if you set boundaries. Good people don't set boundaries. They will let everybody do whatever they like. They never say no. They never get nasty. It's not about being nasty, but it is about saying very strongly no when it's warranted. Especially when you're dealing with people that they probably are sold, but they need to learn to walk on their own 2 feet. When you learn to walk, when you're a child and you learn to walk, does your mother do the walking for you? Is that going to help you? No, it fucking isn't. You will have to do it yourself. And you will fall down and you will get up and you will fall down and you will get up and then you'll walk and then you'll run. It's as simple as that. Mother isn't going to do it for you. I'm not saying I'm a mother, I'm just giving that as an example. Like when I learned how to ride my bike, I did it all by myself. I didn't have parents who supported me, who did that shit with me. So I learned to ride a bike all by myself. I learned to ice skate all by myself. I've been very self-sufficient, and self-preservatory as well in many ways. It's what got me through life, you see. So when I feel like shit, I spend time with myself. I don't ask other people to solve it for me or to show me what to do, because I know damn well they won't be able to. I often do feel really invalidated. I feel like, wow, I'm the only one who feels that way. Probably not true. Again, this is a tactic that Vertigo uses as well. It's like, oh, you're the only one, nobody cares about you and you're all alone. But it isn't really true. But then again, it is sort of true, because we are surrounded by people who don't give a shit, who don't get it, who have all the trappings of a successful fucking life, whilst we're living in circumstances that, frankly, contribute to our suffering. But then again, I call that triggers. All this shit that happens on the external plane, whether it's your own health or your consciousness, your circumstances, shit that happens, the way people treat you, this, that and the other, triggers. And they happen all the time and happen for a reason. They're like little hooks. Every trigger is a little hook that goes inside your consciousness and that hooks into something. Like a wound, a trauma, a belief, a program, whatever it might be, it hooks into that and it brings it up, it drags it up to be exposed to the light so that you may see it and be with it and then accept that and say, I understand why I feel that way. And it gets really dark. Our consciousness is all distorted, people. This experience we have here isn't distortion. It is nothing like where we came from, or at least where I remember coming from. That place is literally, we would call that a fairy land, a miraculous land. But it's not miraculous when you're there. That is your normal. That's like, well, yeah. Then you look to this realm and you think, wow, that's horrific and that's hell. We need to get rid of this rescuer or messiah complex that a lot of us have. We're not here for that. We're not here to save the world. We're here to rescue and save our consciousness, because consciousness creates reality. And when you sort out your consciousness, reality will shift. It will change. It will not be this way. I see lots of people who's just so content with, oh, well, I'm just going to live out my life here and I'll grow old and then I'll die, or like that. This is all programming, people. It's mind control. It's not true. That's not how it's meant to be. Maybe you will do that. Maybe this is not your lifetime for exit. It is mine. I feel that strongly. For some of us now, this is our exit lifetime. It's our reset lifetime. This is the end of the quest. You'll know that because you're on your knees begging for mercy. You're having to sit there, feel, think, distortion, feel, and yet you have to witness that, be with that, accept it. You'll find yourself going into it, believing it, and getting all insane and hate and rage and all of that. And you realise, oh yeah, right, I remember, I need to step out of it. Keep releasing it. Let it flow out. Let it flow out. Do not get entangled in it, believing this is the truth. I had it in the night. It's like, well, this is all there is. There is nothing you can do. Loving yourself and staying in the light won't help you. It won't make any difference. So don't bother. Just sit in the shit and believe it all to be true and hate yourself and hate everything else. And that's it. And you're powerless and there's nothing you can do. And everything is shit forever and ever and ever. Everything is going to rot forever and ever and ever. And that's all there is. That's all there is. That's how it is. And for a while I'm like, yeah, that must be true because, well, look at the life I've had and look what's happening. So it's true, that's true, that is the truth. And for a while there I couldn't feel anything but that. I was in it. But then there's always my heart, my power, my true self saying, no, 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 that's not the truth. It is not true. It's very convincing. It's the most convincing lie ever. It's there saying that is how it is, that is how it is, that is how it is. You know, it's mind control. Consciousness, people. Whomsoever controlleth consciousness controlleth reality, creates reality, gets to be the creator, gets to be the projectionist, you see. Lots and lots of people are still very externally focused, like, oh, we've got to go and do this and oh that and those people and ooh. And talking about it and judging them and saying, oh, they're this and they're that and they're ooh and they are. I'm done with that. Yeah, that will still escape my lips because I still see it and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, we're so used to behaving that way, thinking that way, reacting that way. But it's less and less and less. I'm disentangling. I'm done. I don't want to know. It's agony to just have to get up in the morning. It's agony to have to go to the supermarket and get food. To watch people queue up, this, that and the other. To be here now is fucking agony, people, because all of it is wrong and it is fucking torture. But I will not carry on feeling like a victim and sitting in that whiny, passive, aggressive, perverse, self-sabotagey, self-attack, self-brutalization. Oh, these horrible thoughts. Oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Oh, better expect worse, that way we won't be disappointed. No, there's nothing I can do. For those of you who have a modicum of self-awareness, you know what I'm talking about. And you know it is your choice to be there. It may be because you've been there all your life and it's very, very difficult to allow yourself to leave that torture chamber. This is something that you have to practice over and over again. Allow yourself to let it go. And allow, see, it's all a matter of faith and trust in the power of light, love, call it what you will. Your own power, which it's innate. This belief that evil always wins, there's only darkness, well, that's bullshit as well. You know, I'm sick of that. This is all wettigo and it's very convincing and it comes at you from within your own consciousness. That's how it is. Or like that this is some sort of like biblical, like God is testing you. No, fuck that. That would be sadistic, actually, and cruel, because God, being God, knows exactly who and what we are and why we're here. There's no need for that. No. It's the clearing out of the mind virus, and it fucking resists to the bitter end. It does that. It will throw at you everything and anything it can to momentarily keep you stuck in an angle, or trapped in another little room of this massive dark mansion maze that we find ourselves in. This hall of mirrors of consciousness, which is just it does that. And you know, every time we find a way out and we're the stronger for it, we have learned more about the nature of that which lives in our own consciousness. Haha, I see you, I see you. I see what you do, I see what you do. You see? We are seasoned, very seasoned. We know. And for those of you who aren't there quite yet, you will get there. If you're sold, you will get there. You will learn through your own inner you know, your trials, all the insanity, and all the addiction to grief as well. I've noticed this sense that you're just overwhelmed with grief, because it's like, well, the world is and all the suffering, you see the suffering of nature and of animals and of children and whatnot, and you feel powerless and you feel this overwhelming grief, and you cry and you cry and you cry. Ask yourself this: is there an addiction to that state of being? I dare say there is. People like listening to really sad music and crying and oh, it's so sad. The thing is, people, it's a virtual reality. Change your consciousness, as in allow it to be healed and transformed, and the reset will happen. To heal the world, you must heal yourself, or allow yourself to be healed, because I'm sure many of you realize now that we're not really that in control of the process, as in our shadow consciousness, our left brain rational consciousness, which isn't rational at all, it's actually very stupid, is not in control of this. It really isn't. It doesn't actually understand anything. It is infected with wet-ego. Wet-ego is not going to heal wet-ego, is it? That's like, you know, all these politicians, the very ones that are butchering little kids, saying that, you know, they're going to, I don't know, save the kids, whatever. You know, it's this typical bullshit that you get in the external plane, where evil says it's going to solve evil, it's going to jail evil, it's going to arrest evil, it's going to do this and do that. It's like people protesting, saying to the powers that be, oh, please don't hurt us, please don't do this and don't do that. And it's like, how stupid is that? But you know, that is the perfect analogy. Wet-ego does that. Wet-ego is the trickster, and it lives in our consciousness, people, and it is only there that we can address it and that we can fight the good fight. There is nowhere else to go. You know, it is what it is, and well, it's a journey of degrees, it's a layers, it's a stages, it's like that. You're here, then you're here, then you're there, then you're there, then you're there, you know, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 10 steps forward, 1 step back. There's no manual, and nobody can really show you the way. If you are so wired still to, I need somebody to tell me what to do, then God help you. I mean, sometimes, you know, there are certain YouTube channels that I like. There's one in particular that I like and resonate with. The lady comes up with a lot of good, really good stuff, and I like it. So I look at the comments and I think, wow, so many people they're convinced they are awakening, but I know they're full of shit, because it's like, man, you just blow it out your ass, why don't you? Shut the fuck up. If you have nothing worthwhile to say, then shut the fuck up. But of course, that's just me being triggered. I know this. Oh, do you see? Do you see? That's it. And off I go again. That's a perfect example for you people. Watch me get it wrong. Because, you know, that might help you get it right. I get so frustrated with people. I really do. And I think that's because I'm getting frustrated with myself, ultimately, because of course the external, one way or another, in this weird, we're in this, it's surreal, but it does reflect my inner state. I have noticed this for years. Own it to hone it, own it to hone it, and that's it. Because yeah, I'm done, and I feel that one way or another, some of us are literally on the threshold, and we are about to really journey into the unknown, which is way beyond fear and self-hate. If evil is self-hate, then only self-love can cure it, people, and it is my fervent knowing sense that that is the ultimate truth. Consciousness is the holy grail. Nothing exists beyond it, ergo evil, external to us, is not a reality, and yet that is exactly what we have experienced our whole life and are right now. But it's an illusion. We are creators of reality. That is what we are. We're very fucking powerful. We don't even realize this. Ergo, we think that we need to fight evil, that evil is something separate from us. It is not. It lies within our consciousness, and it is there that we must face it. Fighting it won't help. Disentangling from it will stop feeding it. I came across something the other day. So this person was going on about how, you know, how somehow material reality is separate from spirit, and that we have to transcend it and be done with it like that. And I was thinking, wow. Again, this is how warped people's thinking is, how warped their reasoning is. Consciousness creates reality. How can reality be separate from consciousness? It's not real. It's virtual. It's not. If you think of reality as something that needs to be rejected, eschewed, and transcended, you're never going to get anywhere. It has to be understood as a riddle. Hence the Minotaur in a maze. There's so many different pointers telling us exactly what reality is and what it means. It is murky. It is nebulous, but we can work it out. As long as we really want to and set that intention, we get a great deal of help. I think I'll call it a day there. Yeah. We are creator beings. We're very, very powerful. But for so very, very long, we have thought ourselves to be utterly powerless. And one of Vertigo's biggest tricks is to convince us of that so completely, and to make us almost like perversely addicted to that state of being. And also the fear of the greatest betrayal, that if we do step into the light of our own power, that somehow it will fail us, that somehow we will find out that, oh, but it was all an illusion, it was all a lie, we are powerless, and evil does always win after all. And it's like, well, we would not be able to handle that, so it's better to just stay in the dark and sit in the shit. But you see the total illogicality, is that even a word, of that. We have nothing to lose, people. There's only one way forward now, and that is to step into the light, to allow and accept yourself as you are, all of you, your shadow aspects, to become whole again, to merge, to bring home all your traumatized self aspects, your shadow aspects. No matter how crazy it gets, realize that your consciousness is infected with a virus, and that this is what healing is all about. It was never going to be like, oh, I'm healed now. It was always going to be very difficult, literally going through the garbage to find yourself. That's what you're doing. That's what this is about. So don't give up, people. Keep going. And remember, getting it wrong eventually means getting it right. But own your shit. Own it. Take responsibility for it. It's your consciousness. Getting it back, all of it, is your responsibility, and it is your path. Nobody can do it for you. That's just the way it goes, people. We're definitely getting there now, because it's becoming so intense. It literally is like being in a pressure cooker. It's like, right? So I can feel, I feel it. I know that we are on the threshold, and for some of us, we're about to really go off into the unknown, into the lands of love. And thus it must be. All salt beings will eventually get there one way or another. So don't give up. Never give up.